Welcome to day 13 of Becoming a Solutions Architect in 60 Days Challenge.
In this lesson, we are going to explore how to monitor EC2 instances and check their status. This is important to ensure that your EC2 instances are run properly and to detect potential issues in your AWS infrastructure. So by the end of this guide, you will know or understand EC2 status checks and how they work. You will learn how to monitor EC2 performance metrics using CloudWatch. You will explore EBS Elastic Block Store, monitoring for tracking storage performance, and also learn how to enable detailed monitoring for real-time performance data. So, when you launch an EC2 instance, AWS automatically monitors the health of the underlying infrastructure and the instance itself. So AWS provides two types of status checks. One is system status checks. System status checks monitor the physical host where your EC2 instance runs. These checks verify whether the AWS hardware is working correctly, the networking infrastructure is operational, and then the power supply and AWS hypervisor are functional as expected. If the system status checks passes, the hardware is working fine. If it fails, AWS needs to resolve the issue. You cannot fix it yourself. And the second one is instance status checks. That's the customer responsibility. As the first one is AWS responsibility, and then the second one, which is instance status checks, is your responsibility. So instance status checks monitor your EC2 instance itself, including operating system boot issues, network misconfiguration inside the instances, excessive CPU or memory usage causing slow performance. If the instances check status passes, the instance is running properly. If it fails, you need to troubleshoot the issue. Example, restart the instance or check the security group or update network settings. Now, let's check EC2 status in the AWS console. By logging into AWS console, we go to EC2 dashboard. We select our running EC2 instance. We click the status check type. Here, you will see the system reachability check passed. That's the underlying AWS infrastructure is healthy. And then instance reachability check passed. That is the EC2 instance is properly configured. If you see a red warning icon, it means one or both checks have failed. To troubleshoot a failed status check, first, if the system status checks failed, you can start the instances or also do what? Enter this command on the screen to check whatever is wrong with it. If the issue persists, then AWS must fix it. And then the second one, which is the instance status checked, which is the responsibility of the customer. If the instance has network connectivity, you have to check the security group rules and also the VPC settings. You can also log in via SSH and inspect the system's logs by entering sudo cat /var/log/system logs. If you are stuck, create a new instance and migrate your application towards. Now, monitoring EC2 performance using CloudWatch. AWS CloudWatch collects and displays performance metrics for EC2 instances, including its CPU utilization, that is the percentage of CPU usage, the disk I/O performance, read and write operations, and then the network traffic, that's the data transfer rate. In viewing EC2 monitoring data in AWS console, you go to EC2 dashboard and select an instance. Click the monitoring tab, view real-time CPU utilization, networking, and storage performance. If you just launch an instance, CloudWatch may take a few minutes to show you the data. Now, final thought on this is regularly monitor EC2 instance to detect performance issues early. Use CloudWatch for an in-depth analysis of CPU, network, and storage usage. Also, enable detailed monitoring only when necessary, as it incurs additional cost. Set a CloudWatch alarms to automatically trigger alerts for high CPU usage or low memory.